What's going on, everybody? Emil here from Bullet Motorsports, and I know you're not used to seeing me this much. This is the second time today, but I'm having a great time. Today we have something right up my alley. Pause. It's a 1975
Datsun 260Z Custom.
Custom, not because it's in the name, custom because it's powered by an LS3. That's a 6-liter V8 engine out of a 2011 Camaro, and it also has a 6L80 automatic transmission to go with it. It's finished in orange with black leather interior, and it's got 23,226 miles upon recording this. If this is something you want to put in your garage, click the link below for a full gallery, including underside shots. And as always, like and subscribe so we can put this face on the screen. Let's get started. Getting started with the exterior, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. The body lines, panels, and gaps all line up beautifully throughout. The burnt orange paint looks amazing, and it's great contrasting against that black leather interior. Like I said, it's got aftermarket wheels. It wears 225 50/16 all the way around square setup. It's got a 300Z rear to handle all that power coming out of that LS3. And these are just great cars. You guys know that I love old Japanese cars, and this is a little older than me by a good amount. 10 years, 13 years, 13 years to be exact. But look, this is awesome. This is where all like modern coupes come from. This is where all the cars that I love, the 240s, the 300s, all the Japanese, the RX-7s, and all those things that come up during that time. This is what the shape that they all had. They all look like this beautiful long flowing hood, this short rear. It's just an awesome, awesome car. And with that being said, let's turn around and talk about the other side. Coming over to the passenger side, everything is just as prim and proper as the side we previously saw. The burnt orange paint shines beautifully. All the body lines, panels, and gaps are exactly where they're supposed to be. If you look down the line, everything is straight as an arrow. And this is a factory sheet metal car, and that means it's metal all the way around. That's awesome. For something so old that they've kept that part of it. A lot of times you see Bondo and fiberglass stuff on these cars. But no, this is metal all the way around, everything there. Like I mentioned on the other side, they just have aftermarket wheels. They are 225 50/16. They look like they're XXRs. I'm not too sure because the labels aren't on them, but I'm pretty sure they're XXRs. And if they're not, but I'm pretty sure they're XXRs. Coming over to the rear, everything is just as amazing as the rest of the car. The orange paint looks wonderful. The tail light fixtures, the rear trim, everything looks great. It does have sort of a shaved down rear here. There's no bumper like you're used to seeing, the big silver thing that goes across the back. This one doesn't have it, but it's for aesthetics. Car looks great. When you open up the rear, inside we have fully upholstered rear. Wow, almost took myself out right there. Leave that in. Fully upholstered rear. Everything looks great. Strut towers look in amazing condition. The struts up here to hold up the rear hatch look a little dated, but they're still holding on their own. And with highlighting all that, it's great back here, just like the rest of the car. So let's go look at it. Stepping inside the cockpit, we're met with this beautiful standard Datsun 280 dash. It's in great condition, no cracks, ripples, or dents. All the gauges work. Gauges light up as they're supposed to, all factory gauges. This is a factory air car, so it has all the components already in the dash for the air conditioning. However, the compressor lines are not hooked up. That is going to be a project for you to take care of, as it is not something we will be doing. Seat centers are in great condition. They appear to be factory seats. Carpeting is in immaculate condition. Glove box opens up. You have your tire information here. And I know you want to hear what this thing sounds like. Let's take care of that for you. Power comes from an LS3. That's a 6-liter V8. It's got a 6L80 automatic transmission to get all that power to the ground. It also does have an aluminum radiator with electric fans. Everything under here was done in the name of space and power, and it puts the power down wonderfully. It also does have insulation on the bottom side of the hood, and those vents that I mentioned previously are functional to let all that heat that this thing creates out of the hood. And now that I've talked about it so much, what we're gonna do now is drive it, which means I'm gonna go really fast and you're gonna enjoy it. So before we go off for a drive, I want you guys to do me a favor. Go to our merch store. Check out all the new merch we have. We have a bunch of new shirts, carabiners, candles, anything you can think of, we got it. So go over there and buy it, because if you keep buying stuff, we keep making these cool videos. And everyone knows you love seeing this face on the screen. And of course, like and subscribe, because that's another way we keep doing it. Let's go driving. So we're taking the Datsun out onto 84, so we can show you a little bit of it outside. And as you can hear already, that LS3 is burbling under me. And it's just like an instant response of power. Like you touch the gas and it's just instantly available to you. And it's a wild feeling to have in a car that normally has an L28 in it from factory, which is a 2.8 liter 6-cylinder that's, you know, pretty peppy in its own right, but it's not an almost 500 horsepower V8. Oof, and look at that. All that horsepower is just instantly available. And of course, it's got that 4L80 that makes cruising, you know, pretty spectacular in something like this, especially considering you've got so much horsepower on tap. You got to be able to put it down to the ground, and like I said, the 4L80 does a great job of making sure that happens. You know, and we're cruising out over an 84, having a good time. I'm sure you can see this burnt orange paint and how spectacular it must look in the sun. It's a beautiful sunny South Florida day. It's like 98 degrees with like 4,000% humidity, but even though it's that hot, it's not that hot in here. But we're gonna go over the smaller of the 84 bridge, and you're gonna see how the suspension reacts from the outside. I've actually got a Mustang up on my tail right now. Go on, brother. Yeah, and here we go over the bridge. It just stays real settled. Again, it is factory air. We're coming up on a little bit of traffic. And power, again, does come via a 6-liter LS3 from Chevy. It comes out of a 2011 Chevy Camaro. So this thing has almost about short of 500 horsepower on tap. It's just torque and power for days. And for a car that barely gets to 3,000 pounds, the power to weight ratio is just freaking wild. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give you a quick little acceleration run up here so you can see just how the car gets up to acceptable highway speeds. And of course, we're doing this on a closed course with professional race car drivers. There should be a disclaimer here at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, we're just gonna give you a quick little acceleration run so you can see how the car gets up to speed, and you can see how this thing boogies, for lack of better terms.
It's really fast. Holy cow. I let off before it even shifted. You may be wondering why we're doing this test drive again. The first time, we found out that the gas gauge was inaccurate. So now we have that remedied, and we know that there's fuel in it, so it's not going to have any sort of cutoff.
The right-hand turn here, and you're gonna see how the car reacts over our signature bumps once the camera car catches up. First bumps, no big deal. Second set of bumps, nothing to really report. The car just handles it like a stock vehicle would. And if this is something you want to put in your garage, click on the link below for a full gallery, including underside shots and shipping options. And of course, give us a call, 954-363-2261. Again, this is a great car, cool little weekend cruiser with plenty of power, plenty of pep, and it looks damn good. I'll see you guys later.